Is the iPhone 13 Pro Max a viable alternative as a controller display? And if so, what are some of the features, pros and cons of using the 13 Pro Max? Well, today we're going to find out. So let's dive right in. Welcome back, everyone. It's Joe from Ghost 1917. Now, these are solely my opinions and experiences using the iPhone 13 Pro Max. I initially purchased it as a primary phone, not thinking I would be using it as a controller display. So being able to use it for both purposes is the first pro of the 13 Pro Max. I recently updated to iOS version 15.4, so I thought this would be a good opportunity to try out the new software and review the iPhone's usability as a controller display. I've been flying the Air 2S and the Mini 2 using the 13 Pro Max for about 3 months now, and I haven't had any issues while flying either drone. I feel the iOS devices perform more fluidly with the DJI Fly app than Android devices. When I first started flying, I used the Samsung Galaxy S10e, and I found the response to be a bit sluggish, and the video was choppy when both the Air 2S and the Mini 2 moved further away. Now, that was an older model phone with a slower processor, so I'm sure the new Android devices operate smoother. I still carry the Galaxy in my backpack as a backup to my 13 Pro Max. The 13 Pro Max fits nicely in the DJI Controller without having to use any accessories or longer cables. It has a 6.7-inch oleophobic nano-coated screen, which basically means it's afraid of oil, so it resists fingerprints, and the glass itself is ceramic shield, which is resistant to cracking, scratches, and glare. With a nits brightness of 1000 typical and 1200 HDR, it performs well in direct sunlight, without the need for a sunshade, which would add bulk to the setup, and I like to keep the controller as streamlined as possible. This was a bright sunny day, and I stood away from any shade while shooting this footage. You can see the screen is more than bright enough to read. Many drone operators use the Tripltek display, the newest version being the 8-inch Pro, which has an 8-inch screen, hence the model name, and a nits brightness of 1200. Although it has the screen brightness I'm looking for, I feel the size of the tablet is a bit too bulky and the weight difference is significant, with the Tripltek 8 coming in at 1.3 pounds or 590 grams, which is more than double the 13 Pro Max, which weighs 8.46 ounces or 240 grams, or even the iPad Mini 6, which weighs 10.4 ounces or 293 grams. After a bit of flying, I'm sure the weight would begin to become noticeable. As I said earlier, I use the 13 Pro Max as my everyday phone, which I can comfortably carry in my pocket. And although the Tripltek can be outfitted with cell service, it's just not practical to be used as a cell phone. Oh, and did I mention the Pro Max comes in 5 awesome colors? The purpose of this video is not to convince you that the 13 Pro Max is the best device to use as your controller display, just why I've chosen to use it. The 6.7-inch 13 Pro Max screen is still a little smaller than I would like. What I would really love would be for Apple to up the nits brightness on the next iPad Mini, because that would be my dream display, a perfect combination of performance and form factor at a reasonable cost. I would have already pulled the trigger and purchased the iPad 6 if it wasn't for the low nits brightness, because I don't want to have to use a hood or look for a shaded area to run my drones from. Being the gear junkie that I am, I'm never opposed to spending money on new gear, even if I don't really need it. However, even on sale, the cost of the Tripltek 8-inch Pro is $795 US. It's tough for me to justify that cost for a device that I'll be using almost exclusively as a controller display, as I do all my editing on my MacBook and iMac. The cost of the 13 Pro Max, at least for me, was not even a cost, but a savings, as the phone plan we have allowed for a trade-in of my old phone and actually brought my monthly bill down a few bucks. As always, I want to hear from you. Let me know in the comments section below what your thoughts are on both the iPhone 13 Pro Max and the Tripltek 8-inch Pro as a controller display, or whatever device you may be using for your controller display. And while you're down there, make sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons and hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on any future videos. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.